Jerod Mayo and the New England Patriots have just made a massive move to their roster about 1 month prior to the start of training camp. And as we all know, minicamp ended about a week ago. And with that being said, I wanted to break down the massive extension for Rhamondre Stevenson, but more importantly, some guys who are looking to break out this season, but also more importantly, the guys who look really good and, mandatory minicamp and whatnot. Some guys that you need to keep an eye on out for going forward. Now, before we jump into the video, give me a letter grade for this extension. As we see here on your screen, according to Ian Rappaport, the New England Patriots and their starting running back Rhamondre Stevenson have agreed to terms on a new year as he gets a 4-year, $36 million extension, and this deal is going to include $17 million of guaranteed money. He is now locked into their roster through 2028, and he is a player who will potentially be able to break some rushing records for the New England Patriots. If you look at this right here, some incentives for the 2025 season. He's going to get $600,000 for each scrimmage yards, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600, and then if he makes a Pro Bowl or gets All Pro, he's going to get $600,000 more, and obviously it's going to continue throughout the rest of the season. So they're obviously giving him some major incentives here, and I am excited to see how this translates. Now, as we know from previous seasons, Rhamondre Stevenson has been extremely productive when he is on the football field, averaging 4.5 yards per carry in his entire career. Has never averaged less than 4 yards a carry, right? That is insane. He did have a really down season last year, but obviously the Patriots were really bad in a lot of different areas, so it's not completely on him. And when the team was decent, right, and even when they weren't so good, he still had over 1,000 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns, averaging 5 yards per carry as well. But the thing that's special about Rhamondre Stevenson in my eyes is his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. Back in 2022, had 69 catches for the New England Patriots, over 400 yards and a touchdown as well. So I think the versatility, the dynamic, and also the ability to add unpredictability is something that I love here for the New England Patriots, re-adding or re-signing Rhamondre Stevenson. Now, with that being said, I absolutely love Rhamondre Stevenson, and I think they're going to be really good with them over the next couple of seasons. So, to be honest, I like how they're actually keeping their talent and not just continue to recycle these guys as time goes on. In my books, this is a B+, A- type of extension. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel. Now, let's talk about some takeaways from mandatory minicamp, rookie camp, OTAs, and whatnot. Now, one thing to really take note of is I feel like Drake May has continued to impress each and every single day, right? From the start of rookie minicamp to OTAs to, mandatory minicamp, I feel like he got better each and every single day, and that's something that you want to see. You want to see your quarterback, especially if he's a rookie, you want to see him just continue to make strides and get better, right? Want to be coached, want to be the best player you can be, right? Because there's some guys in the league who get to the league and they get very complacent in terms of working and training and wanting to be the best they can, right? They wanted the money, they wanted the fame, but Drake May seems to be a little bit different. We've also seen him at multiple different Celtics games over the past couple of weeks here as they won the finals, trying to adapt that winning type of mindset, trying to see what it feels like, what it's going to be like when he's in Gillette Stadium, when the crowd is surrounded, when he's in high energy situations, when he needs to make a big play. I feel like everything you're seeing him do right now is something that, we need to see. Now, I will say this, even though Drake May has gone better and better each and every single day, I will say I believe that Jacoby Brissett would be the starter if the season started right now. But I do like Jacoby Brissett because he is forcing Drake May to elevate his game, right? Get better, and keep pushing him each and every single day as well. So I do like the dynamic between those two. I also want to say that, before we talk about someone who struggled, let's do this real quickly. Hit the like button just so we can get this video out to more Patriots fans around the world. But more importantly, guys, subscribe if you're new. Join the family. Turn on post notifications. It is free. It doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Patriots throughout the rest of the offseason and the regular season as well. So make sure you guys join the family. Once training camp heats up, don't worry, we'll keep you guys covered with everything regarding that. Lastly, follow my Twitch. I will be live streaming some Patriots games on my Twitch this season, kind of breaking down some film in live time. So make sure you guys follow that. Links in the description, or it is Matty Dubs. Now, with that being said, let's kind of dive back into the video. Now, one guy who's actually looked kind of bad, right, is Bailey Zappe. Now, I'm not saying Bailey Zappe looked terrible, but he does have a lot of work to do, man. He's got to continue to improve. I feel like he's got an uphill battle to make this roster, with Drake May, with Jacoby Brissett, and Joe Milton actually looking pretty good as well. I feel like it leaves the Patriots in a tough spot where they're either going to have to let go of Bailey or, put Joe Milton on the practice squad and hope, right, that he doesn't get picked up by another team. Or they could just keep 2 QBs on roster and hope and pray that they can find someone later down line if there's an injury. But right now, to me, I feel like Zappe's a guy that struggled, throwing a couple of pick sixes to Kyle Duggar at practice, on the last week of practice as well. I feel like he just, had an opportunity to impress and hasn't really done that so far. Now, I want to talk about 2 wide receivers. And I don't really want to get too deep into the Jalen Polks and the Javon Bakers, right? Those guys look fine. But 2 guys who have been up and down, one being Tyquan Thornton. As a former high-end pick of the New England Patriots a couple years ago, quite frankly, they don't really owe him anything. There's a new staff here in New England with Jerod Mayo and other guys, right? But with that being said, I feel like they don't owe Tyquan Thornton anything. And, what that means is they could cut him and not really care because this regime didn't really draft him, right? So I do think Tyquan Thornton has a very uphill battle to work with as well. He's been up and down one really good practice, and then comes back the next day, drops 3 wide open passes, and then comes back and has a big day. So I feel like Tyquan Thornton needs to find some consistency here, right? Because as he's, having good days, having bad days, having good days, having bad days, someone who's kind of, making a big name for himself is Kayshon Boutte. I mean, this dude has been insane. Guys, you should have seen his last practice. The dude looked like a monster. I think he had like 6 catches or 5. He had like 4 touchdowns. Dude, the man was insane. So Kayshon Boutte is a guy I need you guys to continue to look out for. Obviously, Jalen Polk has looked good as well in 7-on-7s. Had 2 big-time touchdowns, including a grab versus Christian Gonzalez. So that is definitely something that you love to see. In terms of the offensive line, they're moving guys in and out of different spots. In terms of Layden Robinson, Caden Wallace, you got Okorafor, who looks like he could be your day 1 starting left tackle. Obviously, Cole Strange is out with an injury right now. They're hoping he can get back healthy over time. But then you got David Andrews, you got Sidney So, you got Michael Wenwu, so Calvin Anderson, Nick Leverett. So listen, I do think that they have a lot of depth here with this offensive line, but figuring out who are the best guys to play, that is something they're going to have to continue to deal with and continue to think about going forward. But I feel like so far so good when they kicked Michael Wenwu inside back at right guard, and that left the tackle position free for 3rd round pick Caden Wallace, and he actually looked pretty good at that right tackle spot. So definitely excited to see how he can continue to grow and work as a right tackle. And then you can give Michael Wenwu, put him back at his natural position, right? Finding his way as one of the best guards in the NFL. I feel like that is something that isn't out of the realm of possibility for a guy like Michael Wenwu. So I'm very excited to see him get back in that spot. Defensively, I feel like Keon White has broken out. This dude is his stock is rising. He looks like he could be a dog next year for the New England Patriots. We also saw some other guys look good. Armand Watts, someone they brought over from, I believe, Pittsburgh this offseason. Very underrated signing. Matthew Judon just came back to practice last couple of days. Who else looked good? Alex Austin has fought his way at the depth chart. Looked like he could be a cut candidate, but now looks like he could be a maybe even a 53-man roster lock at this point. I mean, he looked really, really good over time. And outside of those guys, Azizi Hearn made some plays. Obviously, you have Jabril Peppers, Kyle Duggar, Christian Gonzalez, Marcus Jones, Jonathan Jones, right? But behind those guys, Isaiah Bolden is someone that looks good to me. Alex Austin looks really good. Marte Mapu is, kind of playing box linebacker, but also dropping back as a safety at times as well. Adds a ton of versatility in that position specifically. So, man, I am super excited to see how this Patriots team continues to develop over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to continue to keep you guys updated with what happens, so make sure you guys join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.